Hello there everyone, welcome back to Push Square. My name is Aaron and for the last 6 months and over 100 videos, I've been your video producer. And that means that it's my annoying Scottish accent that you have been listening to across all of the top 10s, the reviews, the let's plays and all of that sort of stuff. But today, to mark the occasion, I wanted to take the opportunity for us to get to know each other a little bit better. I've always seen this channel as a collaborative nature. Without you guys watching the videos, there wouldn't be a channel. Without me making the videos, there wouldn't be a channel. So together is very much a two-way street in my eyes. And I try my very best to make the videos I think would help the channel grow, but also the videos that you want to see, the kinds of content that you guys would love to see. So today's video is all about that. We've got a bunch of questions that have been sent in from both the comments on one of our community posts and on the website as well. It's not just going to be questions for me, it's also going to be some of the suggestions or the issues that you've maybe had with the channel, and we're going to address them. I want this to be very casual, I want it to be very honest. This is not scripted in any way. I haven't even looked at the questions, so you're going to see some very raw reactions to some of them. But anyway, I have my phone here with some of the questions, so let's just get into it. Any chance at ASMR videos? I don't have a mic for ASMR content, but you know, I doubt it. Someone has asked here, how did I get the job? Well, it was, you know, a very long process. Getting into games is a pretty grueling process. I started just before the lockdowns, decided to get into games. It was a lot of writing for free for my own website, for my own blog, and a bunch of different smaller websites, and then you just start to build it up. It's like a snowball effect. So I was writing for a lot of the time, but then I also was taking part in a website called BBC The Social, which is like a Scottish online department for starting out people in any form of like entertainment, whether that's comedy or drama or spoken word poetry, all of this sort of stuff. Of course, I was very much into games, and then I also ran a channel with a couple of guys, which was fantastic, and it really made me fall in love with the grind of YouTube, constantly trying to get more videos out and seeing the numbers go up, the subscribers come in, the comments discussing the content that you've made. I was really like drawn in with all of that. So when I saw this job come up, I had to apply for it. I'm also just a really big PlayStation gamer. Absolutely adore all things PlayStation. The only time I veered away from the console was during the 360 era. But let's just pretend that didn't happen. Right, on to the next one. This is a very weird question, but where do you think Push Square would be in 5 years? I think YouTube is a very slow and steady process. If you look over at our sister site, Nintendo Life, those guys are absolutely killing it. Alex, Xeon, Felix, fantastic content, but it's taken them a long time to get to where they are. So for me, I think it's just continuing on the way that we have been. We're in the process of hiring a second video producer, which will massively increase the output of content and the types of content that we can make here on the channel. And I think it's just constantly building up upon that foundation. Just keep plugging away at these high quality reviews and discussions and let's plays and all of this sort of stuff. I would personally like to maybe expand out into some interview territory, but we really just need to take it as it comes because it's very dynamic. You have to be dynamic when it comes to making content every week because things happen all the time, and there's some videos that you might have been working on that you really want to get out, but then all of a sudden Sony says or does something, and all of a sudden that's the one that you need to cover. So yeah, it's very dynamic, but I think if we just keep plugging away, we'll be bringing you that same high quality content, but just to a bigger audience. That's the hope anyway. What was the first video game that got you passionate about the medium in general? There are a few, like I've always been a gamer. I've always played PlayStation 1, the GameCube, the PS2 is like the heyday of gaming for me. And the PS3, as I said, I missed out on, but it was really 2009, I remember specifically. 2009, I got myself an Xbox 360 at Christmas, and that was when I really just started properly getting into games. That was Assassin's Creed 2, Modern Warfare 2, all of those classic kind of examples. The game though, this is going to sound cliche, and I bet already some of you know what I'm going to say, the game that really elevated it for me was The Last of Us. It was a game unlike anything I'd ever felt before. I'd had fun with games, but this made me think, it made me feel in ways that I had never done so with this medium. So I genuinely don't think I would have that bug, that obsession with games that I do had it not been for The Last of Us. But to counter that with something else, Destiny is a massive one for me. I am a big online player. I love any opportunity to play something with friends, and Destiny I was obsessed. Like when that was coming out, I was so excited for it, and I just sunk so much time. I think according to my PlayStation, it's still standing at the most time I put into any one game. But yeah, I just really saw the potential of what online gaming could be from that game. Tifa or Aerith? Now I think this is a Final Fantasy thing, is it? I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with Tifa. I don't know who any of them are, sorry. Would you rather have eyes as big as your hands or hands as big as your eyes? You gotta have eyes as big as your hands, surely. Because if you've got tiny little hands, you can't play games, can you? No, you couldn't. You'd need a little custom controller. That would be so stupid. Now this is a very interesting one actually. For a PlayStation-centric outlet, you're often very negative towards Sony. I don't see this on PC, Xbox or Nintendo outlets. Care to explain? Honestly, I think it's just that. It's honesty. It's trying to be very honest about the outlet, the brand that we are covering. I don't think it would be very truthful. I couldn't sit here, I don't think, and tell you that everything Sony does and everything that Sony makes is fantastic, because it's not. You know, there are some missed marks out there. There's some decisions, of course. I think just this week I was criticizing the supposed Horizon Zero Dawn remake or remaster. So I think it is very important for us to be honest about the things that we love, and sometimes that means we don't love the things that they do, and I think that would reflect in the content. I mean, you guys don't come here for me to just say Sony's the best, every game that Sony makes is a 10 out of 10. That's not the point in this channel. It's a place for discussion, for analysis, for critiquing, and saying that something is bad or not as good as it could be is part of that spectrum. You can't just be all good all the time. What's a game that made you rage quit the hardest? Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy. There's a special place in my black heart for that game. I love Crash, but I despise it at the same time. I was playing a level, I can't even remember which one, like particular one it was, but there was this bit where you had to jump from side to side up these boxes, and I kept missing it and I kept missing it, and honestly it went on for hours. I could not get past this level, and eventually I just took the disc out, I got my shoes on, went down to the shop and traded it in. I was done, and I haven't touched it since. That's probably the biggest rage quit I've ever had with a game, because Crash can just get in the bin, to be honest. What is your proudest gaming moment? This is a difficult one. I don't think I'm a big, you guys might know I'm not a big platinum chaser. I've only got 2 with Spider-Man and Resogun. So it's weird to think like what exactly would be my proudest achievement. I think in general, when I started to realize that I was half decent or could be half decent at Apex Legends, that was a pretty proud moment for me, although it's not a particular specific moment. They're just, when you engross yourself in a game for so long and you start to become one with the mechanics and the meta and all of these sort of things, I really did enjoy that. Of course, since then I've completely fallen off with that game, so I'm taking a step back from it because it was becoming a bit too obsessive with it, but that's another discussion. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I have no idea. I do not know. I'm going to assume that is something that I should know, but I don't. Is 4K still 4K when you make a game trailer in 4K from a game in 4K to another 4K channel? Yes. Yes. What is your favourite game to take pictures in? Again, not a huge picture taker. Sometimes I feel like it kind of breaks the immersion for me, but The Last of Us Part 1 Remake was a really nice one. Spider-Man was really fun, the remaster, when it introduced the whole photo system with the lights and all of that. Horizon I'm currently playing, it looks fantastic. God of War, I'm just listing off all the PlayStation exclusives, but yeah, they have great photo modes, so I like taking pictures in those games. Please make a video about you making a video, the entire process from thought to publishing of it. It's a very interesting topic. I think there's a video to be had out of that possibly. Let me know if you'd like to see it, along with a setup tour. I love those videos, I've always wanted to make one, but yeah, it might sound a little boring, but it's basically just me sitting here in the morning going, what would I like to make? And quite a lot of the time I have planned weeks and months in advance, depending on the games that are coming out, the anniversaries, the announcements, the events. All of that sort of stuff is kind of pre-planned, but when it comes to just a basic like from scratch video, I sit here, have a little think, what's the angle, what's the type of video that it needs to be? Is it scripted, unscripted, talking to the camera, discussion with someone else, all of these sort of things. Just write it, record it, edit it, and then it's on the channel. That's a very basic and overview, you know, a very basic overview of how it goes down, but I'd love to make a video like that at some point if you guys are into it. But that's enough of the personal question stuff. Let's get on to the suggestions that you guys had for the channel. Is Push Square going to start doing or resume video reviews? Yes, video reviews are very much a part of what we do, but as I've said, if I can only produce 3 to 5 videos a week, making it anywhere between 12 and 20 videos a month, I have to be quite selective on the kinds of games that we do a video review for, and we usually take these from the reviews that are done on the website, just on a basis of codes and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, we very much are into video reviews. This month you're going to be seeing Gotham Knights, probably Modern Warfare 2, God of War Ragnarok. All of the big ones that you would expect will be here on the channel. How about more features on the lesser known games that are on PS Plus? Yes, this is another thing. It's very much tying into what I just said about the amount of videos that we can do, but these are the areas that we are hoping to expand into once we get our second video producer. When you look at your video schedule, everything has to be a mixture of how much effort do you have to put into it, how much return will you get, and that's not to say that every video we make is only with the intention of being a very big hitter, but there is definitely a balance. You couldn't have entirely the PS Plus videos, you know, for these little games that might not do so well, and you couldn't just have entirely top 10s that do very well. You have to do a balance, and because of that, getting through these sort of things, it can take a while. It's certainly something we'd be very interested in looking forward though. Articles where people send in funny, unusual clips from their gaming sessions, best clips get shown in a show reel. I do like these videos, but I also don't feel like this is the channel for it. There are a lot of big channels, like funny video game clip channels, some you know, dedicated to entire video games. Those can be fantastic. I don't know if this is the place for it though, but yeah, it's a nice idea. I do like those videos, I watch them all the time. Reaction videos of PS journals during a review. Yeah, this is I think these are really falling into discussions rather than reactions. Reaction videos, I can't, you know, I don't know how good a reaction would be to this, but I think having a debate and a discussion about the reception of a game is totally the kind of content that we'd love to make. There's somebody here that has said, in all seriousness, I'm quite fond of those retrospective complete history of insert series here videos. I am as well. I love that kind of stuff, and it's what we're trying to establish with the Push Square Deep Dive series. Currently, as it stands, we've only got 2, and both of those are on The Last of Us. One of them was an analysis on why I think Part 2 is better than Part 1, and the second was, or the first, sorry, was a deep dive into the lore of the first 20 years of its apocalypse. But these kind of videos are very much my bread and butter, what I was very much into before I joined the channel. So yes, these kind of videos will be coming, but they are very time consuming. I am making a video on Ragnarok, on God of War Ragnarok, and what exactly Ragnarok is, but getting my head around this Norse mythology is very, very difficult. But yeah, they take a lot of time, so they won't be on the channel, you know, very frequently, but they will appear, and I'm very much into them. Might sound a little harsh, but some fun videos. Most on the channel just don't scream, watch me. It's basically an article in video form. I totally get where you're coming from with that, and again, like, it is, I see that. I do see that, and there is the need and the want for us to cover as much as we can, and sometimes that means we look at what's been done on the website and just taking those and then maybe, you know, making a review, because we don't necessarily get the codes for a game. That means we can make something in advance for you guys. We can do a review because the reviewer will record it, send it to me, and then I would adapt their script. I don't want it to sound like everything I'm saying is like, yeah, when we get our second person, that's when that kind of content will come into play. But doubling our output will certainly allow us to be a lot more experimental in our content. It will allow us to mess around with these kind of things, especially when we have two people that are entirely dedicated to this channel, then, and being available at all times to make these videos for the channel. But yeah, gameplay stuff, reactions, let's plays, interviews, all of that stuff is very much on the cards. What I see the channel is right now, I know we have a very strong foundation. We are sitting at 131,000 subscribers. It's a fantastic base, but I still view this as a starting out channel, and getting to those kind of videos is part of the plan, the steps, the evolution of the channel. But yeah, don't feel bad about saying it was too harsh. I like the criticism. But that has been all the questions and suggestions that you guys have sent, and thank you to the people that did send them in. We really appreciate it. I appreciate that I wasn't just left to make up questions on my own. But yeah, this, as I've said, it's a collaborative process. We are here to build the channel for you guys. You guys are the ones that keep it alive. We love to spread the word, get people in here as well, but it's all about discussing and debating and celebrating PlayStation, the game that we all love. But yeah, that is a very slow and steady process, and I really hope to be there pretty soon when it comes to more content that you guys want to see, and generally just the kinds of content that would make me better, because, you know, I've not been doing this an incredibly long time. I've still got things to learn, so it's all about that learning process and that evolution. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, thank you for commenting. As always, like, I love that you come back to this channel, I love that you leave your comments, and if you want to see more PlayStation content, if you'd love to see more videos like this, more discussional Q&A type stuff, leave a comment down below, let me know. And as always, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends to subscribe to the channel, that would be great. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Push Square. Bye.